Nobody is going to tell you this to your face. Not your friends. Not the saleswoman at the department store. Not the fashion magazines sitting on your coffee table. But I will, because somebody has to. The way most women over 50 are getting dressed every single morning is quietly working against them. Not because they have bad taste. Not because they don't care. But because nobody ever updated the rulebook for them. Today, I'm updating it. 10 secrets. 0 new clothes required. And by the end of this video, you're going to look in your mirror and finally understand exactly what has been missing. Number 1, the fit problem. The fashion industry will never say this out loud because it would cost them billions of dollars in sales. You do not need more clothes. You need the clothes you already own to actually fit your body. That's it. That is the entire secret that separates the woman who walks into a room and turns heads from the woman wearing the exact same outfit who disappears into the background. Every single piece of clothing sold in standard US retail stores is designed and cut for a sample size mannequin. That mannequin is not 50 years old. That mannequin has never carried a child, never experienced the beautiful, natural body shifts that come with decades of real living. So when you pull a blazer off the rack and the shoulder seam slides 2 inches past where your arm actually begins, that is not your fault. That is a design built for a body that is not yours. And here is what that does to your appearance. When a shoulder seam sits wrong, the entire jacket hangs wrong. When a jacket hangs wrong, your posture looks collapsed. When your posture looks collapsed, you look smaller, heavier, and less confident than you actually are. All from one seam being 2 inches out of place. There are 3 specific zones on your body where a bad fit destroys an outfit completely, and I want you to memorize these. The first zone is the shoulder. If the seam of any top, blouse, or jacket does not sit exactly where your arm meets your shoulder, nothing else about that outfit can save it. The second zone is the waistline. When there is 0 definition at your waist, your clothing turns into a shapeless rectangle that adds visual weight and erases your figure entirely. The third zone is the hemline, a trouser that puddles at your ankle, a skirt that hits at the widest point of your calf, a sleeve that covers your knuckles. Every one of these is quietly shrinking you and dulling your entire look. Now here is the part that changes everything. A tailor. I know what you're thinking. Tailoring is expensive. Tailoring is for special occasions. Tailoring is something other women do. I want you to completely release every one of those beliefs right now because they're costing you your style. A basic waist alteration on a dress or a skirt costs between $20 and $40 at most local tailors across the United States. That one alteration on a $40 blouse from a sale rack will make that blouse look like it was made specifically for your body. It will look better than a $200 blouse that doesn't fit. Every single time. No exceptions. If you have never thought of your tailor as part of your wardrobe budget, start today. Think of it this way. You would not buy a pair of glasses and wear them if they blurred your vision just because they were the right brand. You would get them fitted to your eyes. Your clothing is exactly the same. It needs to be fitted to your body. The single alteration I want you to prioritize first, if you've never tailored anything before, is bringing in the waist of your most worn blazer or top. Just that one change. Go look at that piece in your closet after this video and decide. Because that one appointment with a tailor will do more for your daily confidence than any amount of shopping ever could. When was the last time you had something tailored? Not for a wedding. Not for a special event. Just for a regular Tuesday. Drop your answer in the comments right now, because I genuinely want to know how many of you have made this a habit and how many of you have never tried it once. There is no judgment here, just honesty. Now before we go any further, I have to say this. If you are watching this video and nobody has ever broken this information down for you this clearly before, that is exactly the problem this channel exists to solve. Every single week, I come here and give you the real, practical, no-fluff style information that the fashion industry should have handed you decades ago and chose not to. If that is the kind of content you have been searching for, do yourself a favor right now and hit that subscribe button. Because what I'm about to show you in the next 9 sections of this video is going to completely change the way you get dressed every morning. And you do not want to miss a single word of it. Number 2, the color mistake that is aging your face without you realizing it. Most women choose colors based on what they love, what feels familiar, what they have always worn. And I completely understand that. But here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody in a department store will ever stop to tell you while you're standing in the aisle holding up that beautiful burgundy blouse. The colors that looked incredible on your face at 35 may be the exact colors that are now emphasizing every line, shadow, and area of dullness on your face at 55. And that is not a flaw. That is biology. As your skin changes with age, its undertone shifts. As your skin changes with age, its undertone shifts. The warm, dewy quality that made certain colors pop against your complexion in your 30s begins to cool and soften. And when you keep wearing the same colors from 20 years ago without adjusting, those colors stop lifting your face and start competing with it. Instead of making you glow, they pull attention to shadows under your eyes. Instead of brightening your complexion, they make it look flat and washed out. And you keep thinking the problem is your skin. It is not your skin. It is the color sitting directly next to it. Here's how to figure out which color family is working for you and which one is quietly working against you. Look at the inside of your wrist right now. If the veins running along your wrist appear more blue or purple, your undertone is cool. If they appear more green, your undertone is warm. That one observation changes everything about how you shop and how you get dressed. If your undertone is cool, the colors that will make your face look its most lifted, brightest, and most awake are true white, soft gray, navy, dusty rose, and deep plum. If your undertone is warm, your power colors are cream, camel, warm chocolate brown, terracotta, and soft olive green. These are not trendy colors. These are not seasonal suggestions. These are the colors that are biologically aligned with your specific complexion, and they will serve you every single time you wear them. Now, this is the rule that matters more than anything else in this section. The color closest to your face does 80% of the work in your entire outfit. Everything below your collarbone is secondary. So if you are wearing a warm camel blouse with navy trousers, your face is being served by that camel. If you flip it and wear a navy blouse with camel trousers, your face is now sitting against navy. Two completely different results from the exact same two pieces. The only thing that changed was which color you put on top. This is why stylish women seem to effortlessly glow in simple outfits. They are not wearing anything complicated. They have simply learned which colors belong near their face, and they protect that space deliberately every single morning. I want you to do one thing after this video. Go to your closet and pull out 3 tops you wear regularly. Hold each one up to your face in natural light near a window. Not bathroom light, not overhead lighting. Natural light. Look at what each color does to your complexion in that honest light. One of those tops will make your eyes look brighter. One of them will make you look tired. And one will be somewhere in the middle. Trust what you see. That is your body telling you the truth that no price tag ever will. If this is the first time anyone has explained color this way to you, I need you to stop for just 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Because this is what we do here every single week. We give you the information that is specific, practical, and actually applicable to your life right now. Not vague advice. Not recycled tips written for 25-year-olds. Real tools for real women. Subscribe now and make sure you never miss another video on this channel. Number 3. The proportion rules that were written for younger bodies and why you need different ones. I want you to think about the last time you saw a fashion rule online and try to follow it, and it just didn't work on your body the way it worked in the photo. Maybe it was the oversized blazer trend. Maybe it was the wide leg trouser paired with a crop top. Maybe it was a belt styling trick that looked incredible on the model and completely off on you in the mirror. And you probably blamed your body. You probably thought, that style just isn't for me. This is what actually happened. That rule was written for a 28-year-old body with a completely different center of gravity, hip placement, and torso length than yours. It was not written for you. And that is not a limitation. That is simply information. Because once you understand the proportion principles that actually work for a mature figure, you stop chasing trends that were never designed for you, and you start building outfits that make your specific body look extraordinary. The foundational proportion rule you need to understand is called the 1/3 to 2/3 ratio. And it is not complicated. The human eye finds balance naturally pleasing. When you divide your outfit so that roughly 1/3 of your visible body is covered by your top and 2/3 by your bottom, or vice versa, the eye reads its silhouette as intentional, elegant, and balanced. When you split your body exactly in half with a top that hits directly at the hip, the eye reads it as boxy, shortened, and unresolved. That hip-length top that seems safe and comfortable is actually the most figure-flattening length you can choose. A longer tunic or long-line top that hits mid-thigh paired with slim straight trousers creates a 1/3 to 2/3 ratio that lengthens your entire silhouette. A cropped or hip-grazing blouse tucked into a wide-leg trouser that flows to the floor creates the same ratio in reverse. Both work. The hip-length top worn with mid-length trousers works for almost nobody over 50, and yet is the default choice in most American women's wardrobes because it feels safe. As bodies change with age, the instinct is to reach for looser, more comfortable clothing. Roomier tops, relaxed trousers, flowy dresses, and comfort matters enormously. I'm not here to tell you to squeeze yourself into anything, but here's the rule that must never be broken regardless of how comfortable you want to be. You cannot wear volume on both halves of your body at the same time. A relaxed, flowing wide-leg trouser is a beautiful choice, but it requires a fitted or semi-fitted top to balance it. An oversized sweater is a cozy, stylish piece, but it requires a slimmer straight-leg pant or a fitted skirt beneath it. The moment both your top half and your bottom half are loose and voluminous simultaneously, your silhouette disappears inside your clothing. You are not wearing the outfit anymore. The outfit is wearing you. One fitted piece. Always. That is the rule. Even on your most casual days. Even when comfort is the priority. One piece must hold structure, and everything else can relax around it. That single discipline will transform the way every outfit you own reads on your body. I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments, because I think this is going to start a conversation. Do you dress primarily for comfort, primarily for style, or do you believe you genuinely cannot have both? Because I hear this from women constantly, and I want to know where you stand. Tell me in the comments right now. Comfort, style, or both? Let's talk about it. Number 4. The fabrics that are betraying you and the ones that will always protect you. There's a reason why a woman can walk into a room wearing a simple, unbranded linen blouse and look more polished than someone in a heavily logoed synthetic top that costs 4 times as much. It is not the brand. It is not the price. It is the fabric. And fabric is the one element of getting dressed that most women in the United States are not paying nearly enough attention to. Polyester blends cling to every part of your body you least want emphasized. Rayon wrinkles within the first hour of wear and never recovers its shape. Thin jersey fabric pulls and distorts every time you move. And almost all synthetic fabrics photograph poorly, appearing either flat and dull or shiny and cheap, depending on the lighting. For women over 50 whose skin already reflects light differently than it did decades ago, a fabric that photographs badly is actively making you look older and more tired than you are. The fabrics that will protect your appearance, your comfort, and your style simultaneously are natural fibers. Cotton in a medium weight breathes cleanly, holds its structure throughout the day, and photographs beautifully in any light. Linen has a natural drape and texture that reads as expensive and intentional even in the most relaxed silhouette. For those of you in warmer U.S. climates, particularly in USDA Zone 7 through 10 across the South, Southwest, and coastal regions, linen is genuinely one of the most practical and elegant choices available to you year-round. Wool blends regulate your temperature naturally, hold their shape from morning to evening without wilting, and drape across the body in a way that creates a cleaner, more refined silhouette than almost any synthetic can replicate. And silk, or high-quality silk-adjacent fabrics like tencel or modal, reflect light softly and naturally in a way that does something remarkable. They bring warmth and luminosity to the face. The right silk blouse near your face functions like the most flattering lighting filter you have ever used. Before you buy any piece of clothing going forward, I want you to do 2 things. First, check the fabric content label. If the first ingredient listed is polyester, put it back. Second, hold the garment up toward any natural light source. If you can see your hand clearly through the fabric, that garment will collapse on your body within hours of wearing it and will never give you the polished appearance you are looking for. And I want you to hear this clearly. You do not need to throw away everything in your closet and start over. You need a garment steamer and a fabric shaver. These 2 tools, which together cost less than $50, will restore life to pieces you already own. A steamer removes every wrinkle and gives fabric the crisp, just pressed look that communicates care and intention. A fabric shaver removes pilling from knitwear and sweaters and makes a 3-year-old cardigan look brand new in under 5 minutes. These are not luxury tools. They are non-negotiable investments in the wardrobe you already have. Now I have to stop here for a moment, because if you are getting real, usable value from this video and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I want you to think about something. How many videos have you watched online that gave you vague, recycled advice that didn't actually change anything about how you get dressed? And how does this feel different? If it feels different, that difference is what this channel delivers every single week. Subscribe right now, turn on your notifications, and make sure you are here for every video we put out, because what is coming in the next few weeks is going to go even deeper than this. Number 5, the tuck. I want you to stop whatever you are doing right now and look down at the top you are currently wearing. Is it tucked in? Is it completely untucked and hanging loose? Or is it somewhere in between with no real intention behind it either way? Because the way you handle that simple question every single morning is either adding polish to your entire look or quietly erasing your figure from the inside of your clothing. Here is the truth. Leaving a top completely untucked with no deliberate structure is the single fastest way to lose your waist definition inside your outfit. And when you lose your waist, you lose your shape. When you lose your shape, the clothing wears you instead of you wearing it. And the worst part is that most women do not realize this is happening because it feels comfortable. It feels easy. But easy and intentional are two completely different things. The technique I want you to master is called the French tuck. Some people call it the half tuck, and it will change the way every single outfit you own looks on your body starting today. Here is exactly how it works. Take only the very front center section of your top, approximately 2 to 3 inches of fabric, and tuck just that portion into your waistband. Leave the sides completely out. Leave the back completely out. Only the front center goes in. What this does is create a vertical line down the center of your body that the eye follows naturally upward. It defines your waist without constricting it. It creates a soft blue zone effect at the sides that is flattering on every body type. And it signals to anyone looking at you that your outfit was put together with intention. That single detail, 2 inches of fabric tucked into a waistband, is the difference between looking like you grabbed something off the floor and looking like you got dressed with purpose. Experiment with depth. Sometimes 1 inch is enough. Sometimes 3 inches gives you a cleaner line. The sweet spot is different for every top and every waistband, and the only way to find it is to stand in front of your mirror and try both. Give yourself 5 minutes with this technique tonight, and I promise you will never go back to a fully untucked top again. This costs nothing. It takes 10 seconds. It works on every body shape without exception. There is no reason not to start doing this today. Number 6. The details that are quietly screaming cheap, even when your outfit is not. You can do everything else right. You can nail the fit. You can choose the perfect color. You can balance your proportions beautifully. And then one overlooked detail can silently collapse the entire look before you even walk out the door. This is the section most style videos skip entirely. And it is one of the most important things I'm going to tell you today. There are 5 specific details that communicate neglect louder than any outfit can communicate polish. The first is pilling. Those small fuzzy balls of fabric that collect under the arms and along the sides of your sweaters and cardigans make even an expensive piece look worn out and uncared for. The second is wrinkles. A wrinkled collar or a creased sleeve tells the eye that no effort was made, regardless of how beautiful the fabric underneath actually is. The third is faded black. Black clothing fades with washing and turns a dull greenish gray that photographs terribly and reads as old and neglected. If your black pieces have faded, retire them or replace them. The fourth is stretch necklines. A neckline that has lost its shape draws attention to itself in the worst possible way. The fifth is scuffed or dirty shoes. And I will come back to shoes in just a moment because they deserve their own dedicated conversation. The fix for most of these is already sitting in your home or available for under $30. Your garment steamer handles wrinkles. Your fabric shaver handles pilling. A black fabric dye refresher available at any U.S. drugstore or Walmart handles faded black clothing and costs less than $8. Stretch necklines can often be restored by soaking in cold water with a small amount of hair conditioner and reshaping while damp. I want you to do something after this video. Give yourself 20 minutes this week, not to shop, not to buy anything new, but to go through your existing wardrobe and identify which pieces are being sabotaged by one of these 5 details. Fix what you can fix. Retire what cannot be fixed. And from this point forward, make a non-negotiable rule for yourself. Nothing leaves your closet and goes on your body unless it is clean, pressed, and in impeccable condition. Tell me in the comments which one of these 5 details just made you think of something specific hanging in your closet right now. I want to know. And I guarantee the answer is going to surprise you because most women have at least 2 of these working against them every single day without realizing it. Number 7. The shoe rule that either seals your look or destroys it. Everything you have done up to this point, the perfect fit, the right colors, the balanced proportions, the intentional tuck, the impeccable fabric, all of it is registered by the eye as it travels downward across your outfit. And at the very end of that journey, the eye lands on your shoes. And in that final moment, your footwear either confirms every good decision you made above it or silently undermines the entire effort. Shoes are the most underinvested category in most American women's wardrobes over 50. And I understand why. Comfort becomes a genuine priority. Options feel limited. And the fashion industry has not always made it easy to find footwear that is both supportive and stylish simultaneously. But I need to push back on the idea that you must choose between the two, because that is simply no longer true. Here is the silhouette rule for footwear that will serve you for the rest of your life. An almond-shaped or gently pointed toe elongates the visual line of your leg far more effectively than a round toe or a wide square toe. A shoe in a nude or skin tone adjacent color creates the longest leg illusion available in footwear because it visually extends your leg rather than cutting it off at the ankle. A heel does not need to be high to be effective. A 1 to 2 inch block heel or a sculpted low heel gives you the leg lengthening benefit of elevation without sacrificing the comfort your body deserves. And regardless of the silhouette you choose, the maintenance rule is absolute. Leather must be polished. Suede must be brushed. Sneakers, if you choose to wear them, must be spotlessly clean and blindingly white or completely unscuffed in whatever color you own. A dirty shoe tells the eye that the rest of the outfit was not worth protecting. A clean, well-maintained shoe tells the eye that every detail of your appearance was considered. That is the impression that stays with people long after you have left the room. Number 8. The layering secret. Layering is not about staying warm. I need you to completely separate those two ideas right now. Warmth is a function. Layering for style is an art form. And it is one of the most powerful tools available to women over 50 because it adds visual depth, textural interest, and a level of sophistication to even the simplest outfit that no single piece worn alone can achieve. The rule is called the 3rd piece rule, and it is straightforward. Once you have your base outfit, a top and a bottom, you're not finished. You need one more piece. That 3rd piece is what takes the outfit from dress to styled. It could be a tailored blazer. It can be a long-line cardigan in a rich texture. It could be a belted trench coat. It could be a silk scarf draped deliberately over one shoulder. The specific piece matters less than the principle. The 3rd piece is always what makes the difference between looking like you got dressed and looking like you got dressed with intention. The advanced version of this technique is texture contrast layering. This is what separates women who look expensively put together from women who look merely coordinated. Layering a chunky cable knit cardigan over a crisp white cotton button-down creates a contrast between rough and refined that is visually compelling and deeply sophisticated. Draping a soft silk scarf over a structured wool blazer creates a contrast between fluid and architectural that reads as effortlessly chic. Wearing a fitted turtleneck underneath a slip dress creates a contrast between casual and elegant that feels intentional and modern. The fear most women have about layering is looking bulky, and I want to address that directly. Layering does not create bulk when it is done correctly. Layering creates the appearance of a more defined, more structured silhouette because the eye reads the layers as intentional architecture rather than excess fabric. The key is ensuring that at least one of your layers is fitted or structured. If everything you layer is loose, then yes, you will look bulky. But one structured layer anchored around a relaxed base creates a silhouette that is actually slimmer and more refined than wearing a single loose piece alone. Number 9. The accessory formula. Accessories are not an afterthought. They're the punctuation at the end of the sentence your outfit has been building. And just like punctuation, the wrong choice or too many choices at once turns a clear, elegant statement into something confusing and overwhelming. The rule is simple. 3 jewelry elements maximum at any one time. A watch, a pair of earrings, and a necklace. Or earrings, a bracelet, and a ring. Choose 3 and stop there. Within those 3 elements, vary the weight and scale deliberately. 1 delicate piece, 1 medium piece, 1 that has slightly more presence. That variation is what creates visual interest without creating visual clutter. For necklaces specifically, the stacking formula that reads as most sophisticated is a shorter chain at collarbone length paired with a single pendant sitting 2 to 3 inches below it. 2 chains of similar length worn together create confusion. 2 chains of distinctly different lengths create composition. That distinction is everything. For your wrist, choose either your watch or a cuff bracelet. Not both unless the bracelet is extremely delicate and sits several inches away from the watch on the same wrist. The wrist area is small and crowded accessories there read as nervous rather than intentional. In your handbag, a structured bag that holds its shape when set down always communicates more polish than a soft, slouchy tote that collapses on itself. The shape of your bag tells the eye whether the rest of your look was intentional. A structured bag in any classic neutral, black, camel, cognac, or navy will serve every outfit you own and communicate a level of care that an overstuffed, shapeless bag simply cannot regardless of the brand name on the outside of it. Here is the question I want you to answer in the comments, and I want you to be honest because I think this is going to create a real conversation. Do you think less jewelry always looks more sophisticated, or do you believe in wearing bold pieces with full confidence? There is no wrong answer here. Drop your opinion below because I read every single comment on this channel, and your perspective genuinely shapes the content I create for you. Number 10. The grooming details that no outfit in the world can compensate for. Every single tip in this video matters. Every one of them will make a visible, measurable difference in the way you look and the way you feel walking out of your front door every morning. But all of it, every perfectly tailored blazer, every beautifully chosen color, every intentional tuck and structured layer and well-maintained shoe, all of it can be quietly undercut by one overlooked grooming detail. Your hair does not need to be elaborate. It does not need to be professionally styled every day, but it needs to be intentional, clean, shaped, and considered. A simple style worn with full confidence reads as more sophisticated than an elaborate style worn with uncertainty. Your nails are visible constantly throughout every interaction you have every single day. When you hand someone a document, when you reach for a cup at a restaurant, when you gesture while speaking, your hands are always in the frame. Neat, clean nails, whether bare, buffed, or subtly polished in a classic neutral, communicate a level of personal care that carries significant weight in how people perceive your overall presentation. Chip polish is the nail equivalent of a scuffed shoe. It tells the eye that the details were not finished. Your fragrance is the one element of your style that people experience before they see you and remember after you have gone. A subtle, quality scent is the invisible layer of your entire presentation. It does not need to be expensive. It needs to be intentional and appropriate to the occasion. Light florals and soft musks work beautifully for daytime. Deeper, warmer notes carry elegance into evening settings. Choose one signature scent and wear it consistently enough that it becomes part of how people remember you.